Alrighty, we are away. $141 waiting already. Boy, oh boy, this must be an important session. Oh, sorry about that. The slurping into the microphone. I know you guys love that, but it's coffee time. So look, guys, tonight or today for some of you, depending on where you are, it's night time on crypto Twitter. I'm going to talk about what stage in the market cycle I think we're in, why I took some profits on some coins more than others, and I think there's a lot of panic. Last night I put up a bit more, like a detailed write-up for members, and yeah, it's pretty clear that there's still a lot of newbies, a lot of panic. So I'm just going to talk about a little bit of everything. Look, the market's still a sea of green for altcoins at the moment. Polkadot up 16%, XRP. There's still plenty happening. BNB, Link 31. That's another new all-time high overnight. Let's have a look at a few of these charts. $32. Okay, so yeah, what I'll do, I'll try and keep a bit of an eye on the members group as well to see if we've got any questions coming in there. And if anyone's got like a specific coin, look, I might take some requests. I know a lot of you don't have that super chat feature, so if you've got a coin or something you want me to do like a detailed like my thoughts on, or look at the chart or whatever, and you want to give like a little donation or something like that, let me know. I'll share. I'll put up my whatever it is, if it's Bitcoin, you want the Bitcoin address, or there's a specific coin, sushi, whatever, I'll let you know. A few people have been asking for that because I know the super chat thing on YouTube, it's a bit of a pain in the bum, and some of you are happy to pay a little bit, give a little bit of a donation for some rundown or advice on a specific coin. So we'll do that as well if you like. Okay, questions coming in. Awesome. And I'm going to run you through a bit of a conversation and some of the things that are, again, disconcerting me a little bit. All right, so we've got 500 watching already. Let's go back over to the chart. Let's clear that clutter. So Dali's got $5 for INT chain advice and info. Right, Dali, you'll be first up once I do a little bit of a quick rundown about the overall market. Is INT chain going to be here? Oh, okay. 4 million market cap. Okay, that's first cap of the rank. And then we'll go by Jim. Have you got anything there, or just a dollar? Thank you. ODST. Rara Capital and Red Fox. Okay, well, once they start rolling in, guys, we'll go by obviously highest first. And if you want an address to donate or anything, let me know the coin and I'll put that up on Binance. Alec, Power Ledger next. Okay, awesome. Okay, so let's start off. Let's have a look at the overall market. So, look, last night I did a write-up on the overall market, what coins I've sold, and to be honest, it's the first time I've sold a big chunk since 2017. Look, we took some profits in August last year on the DeFi coins. A lot of people have read that And a lot of people at the time said I ignored that warning. So if you're not familiar with what happened there, let's just bring up some some of the blue chip coins and what happened back in August. Even Aave was probably a better example. All right, so let's rewind. In August, throughout this period here, I was saying take profits, take profits, take profits, like literally every week when things were going crazy. And remember, like Aave was a few dollars, even just a couple of weeks and months before. It ran up to $90 from a few dollars. So people that are investing, $1,000 here, a few $1,000s, all of a sudden they're sitting on, 50,000, 100,000, crazy amounts of money. And a lot of people still ignored my warnings because, we're early on. We're not even in the bull market yet. Retail's not here. You can always find reasons why the market's going to go higher and why you should get richer. But you've got to ask yourself, who's on the other side of the screen? It's probably the number one thing that I drill into our members, and we'll get back to why that's important. And then, like, even the blue chip projects had these massive corrections. Aave's and SNX, so the top two DeFi projects, and these are down 70% in a couple of months. And so if you consider what some of the worse or less good projects, whatever you want to say, they were down 80 and 90%. So this is the way the crypto world works. It's crazy. Very few people get to sell at these high prices where you see this little wick, and very few people get to buy here. So anytime you can get out anywhere within 10 or 20%, the top or bottom, that's a good effort. That's a good trade. And so, when I've been talking about this index being overextended, I started saying it at 8,000 and even posting it on Twitter and that. And you look at the comments and people saying, haha, you're wrong. You said that last week. I'm never going to nail the top. And even if I did, if I posted and tweeted at the exact top and then you read it an hour later, a few hours later the next morning, it could be down 30%. So you'd always rather be early. And if you take out some profits, if you take 10 or 20% profits out here, let's say you did it as soon as I mentioned this, the project's gone up, the index has gone up another 20 or 30%. So if you had $10,000 and you took out 20%, $8,000, you're now back to $10,000 or $11,000. You've made even more money, and you can take out another chunk of profit. So it's never the wrong thing to do to take out some profits. It keeps going higher. You get to take out more. So people saying, haha, you're wrong. It went up again. It could keep going up for a couple of weeks. It could double today and then crash 50%. You just don't know. But one thing that I promised I would do myself is, particularly this cycle, is be crystal clear about when I'm taking profits and not let everyone else get to me. Because last time around, let's go back to the group. Let's go back to the group for a second. And I want to talk about what happened in the last bull market cycle. So I did a post, and it was on the 13th of December. 13th of December 2017, and markets topped on, and I think this was the day that it hit like 17 or 18,000. Then it came back a little bit. Then it had one more little run up and topped on my birthday, which is the 18th, to 20,000. So Bitcoin was trading at $18,000 this day, and I said, we've been gifted with life-changing amounts of money by just investing in the big three. And remember, my advice during that run was have the majority of your portfolio in these three coins. Because remember, Litecoin went from $3 to $400, and the other two did extremely well. And people have just made crazy money. People are bragging on social media. People are saying how easy it is. This is the best indicator of when to take profits. And a lot of people didn't heed that warning. A lot, like if you think about the group, the pay group at the time, it had probably, had hundreds of people join in the past week. And so all these people have like just joined and just taken profits. and just invested, they're not thinking about taking profits. And it feels wrong. And that's the same kind of comments that we're starting to get now. So I've blacked out the names of the people here, but these are some of the comments on my post last night where I spoke about what I'm taking profits on. And people are saying, this is like a new member. He's only been in the group a few weeks. And they're saying, you don't understand how parabolas work. People that are new and they're telling me how I don't understand how markets and crypto work. Like I just said that this is the sort of stuff that just gives me more conviction that I've made the right decision. I've been talking about that entitlement and how easy it is. If we go back to the chart, you'll remember that during this first period of this first run-up, when a lot of people started saying how 10K was going to be a resistance, and then 14 the weekly, and then 16, and then 20, and all that. And at all these levels, I was saying, I think we're going into this parabola. I think it's going to be stronger than people expect. I was a little bit bearish here. I did those posts saying, a lone bear, because we're going to have some sort of throwback here. We're not just going to keep going straight higher through 20K. And so we had first throwback to 16,000 from 20, and then another one again down to 17.5. And then all those things like funding reset, and I remained bullish, and all during this whole period I've still remained bullish about going to 100,000 long term. And we've played it really well. We've held through this whole period here, and we were saying that it's time to rotate to ETH. ETH is going to start to outperform. Bitcoin runs first, and then ETH goes. And if you have a look at this chart, as well, that has just played out so nicely. We had to wait until this year for ETH to take off from its $700 mark. Up towards nearly $2,000. And remember how I had my ETH target of $2,000, way back here. And I said I'd rather set a realistic target than give you these sky high predictions. And we've basically got there. So look, they're all the sort of things where I sit back when I go for my walk or when I'm meditating or whatever, and I say, let's be realistic. When you were going for your walk and meditating back here and telling people that you were buying more and adding more to your long super for long term at 5, 6, 7K, don't be afraid of this blood. It's all buying opportunities. And here we are at these numbers now where those buys at 4,000 are up 1,000%, 5,000, $5,000, they're up 1,000%. Your Ethereum, every time you bought those dips in the blood are under $100. You're now up even under $200. You're up 1,000%. So I'm just, you have to be realistic. Those coins, someone put this morning, it was another fantastic post about some of these coins that are up, 500x, 700x. Tika has just put out a buy recommendation. What was it for? Let's have a look. I think I tweeted it yesterday. Mainframe, Trust Swap, another, just altcoins that are just up 25x, 30x. It is insane how big we've had in these runs. Tika. So Tika Wi-Fi, that's right. He's put a target of $10 million a coin. And it's just, Wi-Fi's gone from free, you could have got it for free, you could have got it for a few dollars, to $50,000. And he's, telling people to buy because it's going to go to 10 million a coin. I just think that there's so many signs now. Look, this is a great tweet from Jordan, who's a gold and silver guy. That old investment adage about when something's on the front page of the paper. Crypto craze 3.0. Lindsay Lohan is tweeting about Tron and DeFi. Justin Sun's obviously been paying people because there's all these, like celebrities and stuff starting to tweet about Tron and DeFi. If these things aren't red flags for you guys that it's getting bubbly, I don't know what it is, and it always feels uncomfortable. I feel super uncomfortable doing this video, tweeting, even posting in the group. People are telling me how wrong I am. There's a lot of people that are new to the space, so that is why yesterday I made that decision to take some profits on a lot of the DeFi projects that have done well, even some ETH and Bitcoin, a little bit of everything. The ones that I haven't taken profits on are things that haven't pumped yet that I like. You guys know that I'm a big fan of Red Fox, for example. Things that haven't pumped during this last few weeks during the cycle, that haven't caught on to this DeFi craze. A lot of the gaming projects, Engine had some good news this week. I'm not sure how much it's pumped. There you go. Engine was 13 cents in January, now it's 60 cents. So Mana, we were buying at 3 and 4 cents. It's now up to 34 cents. Everything is up 1,000% that we were researching in and investing in. So look, the bubble might get bigger, but I've always said not to be greedy. And when all these things in your portfolio are up 1,000% or more, you need to be realistic. What more do you want? And if you've just joined this week and you've bought everything this week, I know it sucks to hear, but markets aren't fair. They're not here to make everyone rich. And Wall Street cheat sheet large. Is it going to work? You've just got to look at this cycle and just say, look, where do you think we are? Do you think we're closer to here, or do you think the time when we were telling that it sucks, it's hard, it feels really wrong to be buying now when everyone thinks that DeFi is dead and Ethereum's dead in crypto winter? I really liked a comment someone said that they'll be hanging around during the corrections and crypto winter because they do realize that that was the time to be buying and they want to be here for the next cycle or whatever. And this doesn't have to be years. This can just be a few weeks, maybe a couple of months. I'm not sure, but people will lose interest. That's the time to be buying. So look, that's just a few thoughts from me, guys. I can be completely wrong. Okay. Let's get back and have a look at a few of your comments and questions. Okay. So guys, I'll put that up. If anyone wants to do a Bitcoin's probably easiest. Power Ledger's up next. Alrighty. $20 super chat from Alex. Okay, let's just go have a quick look at this one that was first. So, IntChain, Internet of Things, the world's first bottom-up new generation blockchain. When I see these things that, that make these claims, part of the BSN network in China, look, that's a positive. For me, the first thing I just say is, who are their partners? Who's using this stuff? And they've got a nice list there and some Chinese companies. So, hey, on OKX Uniswap. Let's have a look. So, guys, if you ever find a coin that's not on TradingView, you can go to charts.cointrader.pro/charts. And this has a wider range of things. IntChain USD. Candles. Let's get rid of that. Alrighty, so this one topped out at 3 cents back in September. Man, oh man, that's had a nasty fall, 80%. And now it's had a bit of a run. So it's doubled. It's still got, that still has a lot of growth to get back to its old highs. But I'd want to, these business blockchains, it's going to be hard to compete unless you've got like a focus on one little niche, I would say. Okay. Next up, we got Power Ledger. Power Ledger. Okay, so with Power Ledger, let's bring that up. Power Ledger is one that has done really well in terms of like the technology and people starting to use it, this, that, and the other. But it just, the token just doesn't seem to have got that that huge traction. It's kind of had to pivot a little bit. I know they were hoping to have more of like that peer-to-peer, that peer-to-peer sort of model. And it just has turned into a bit of like a software license, I guess you'd say. So I think the ICO price was like 5 cents or 8 cents, and it's still sitting up around 18 cents. So those initial investors and early backers are still done okay. But a lot of you will recall when this one did run up to $2, and those people that bought there, again, another learning lesson for beginners during the last alt season. There were coins that were doing this type of thing, and people run up, they saw this, they bought it, and little did they realize that it was going to go down 90% and take 2-3 years to recover. All right, so the next one we've got is $50 from Warren from Raiden. Guys, if you don't have the super chat or it's not working, if you want to donate Cardano, for example, just let me know. And I know it's probably easier for you guys to send coins than to do super chats if you're not signed up. Alrighty, so what was the next one? Raiden. So Raiden Network is one that I still like, and the reason is it's in that that bullish narrative of scaling. So there's 4 narratives that I'm super bullish on going forward. DeFi is probably the only one that I think has kind of got extended a little bit already, and some of the projects have got fully priced, and that's why I've taken profits on a lot of those DeFi coins. Raiden's jumped to 40 cents after hovering around, was it 10 cents, 20 cents for ages, it feels like, last year, 5 cents even. So as long as these projects are all involved in scaling and they're making progress, these guys haven't done as much marketing as others, but they do have partnerships and integration still with gas fees like through the roof. All of these things are important still. They've all got a chance of cracking it, making a big impact. I've used Raiden. So this is the beta release. Head over to their website, check this out. All you do is connect to Raiden through MetaMask, deposit some coins, and you can use any ERC20 coins, deposit it into Raiden, and it's the same as if you've ever used the Lightning Network. You can start sending your ERC20 coins around like instantly for free. So they've got a technology that works, and it's really cool. And I know they haven't marketed themselves that well, and they don't have that many partnerships and use cases yet. But that's there, and that's the sort of thing that can explode at any point because they've got something that works. So yeah, that's why I still hold on to Raiden, for example. Kevin K. All right, $50. Maybe found out from your advice. Brave account that holds lots of coins. You can't cash out due to the ETH network issues. A separate Brave wallet for each coin. So I guess at the moment, gas is through the roof. This is another reason why you don't want to be a day late. You'd rather be a day early, because using Uniswap at the moment will even probably cost you $100 to swap from some coins to another. And a lot of people only have, $100 of a given coin. They might have 5 or 10 alts, $100, $200, $300 in each. You do not want to pay $100 in gas fees when you've only got $300 even of a coin. It's just too much of a big impact. So what you need to do is get prepared early. If you're a trader, you can do things like use exchanges to hedge. So you can go over and say, look, if all my alts are going to fall 50%, Ethereum is probably going to fall 40% as well. And then you can put, a short position on Ethereum for the amount that you want to hedge. If you've got $1,000 of coins, you might put on $1,000 short position. And so if the market falls 40%, your trade will make 40%, and you're sitting on the same amount of money as before the market drops. So you're kind of hedging until things settle down. And if if the Ethereum network's clogged, Bitcoin's really expensive, you can send Cardano to the exchange. You can send Litecoin, and you can use that as collateral on your FTX or on your Binance, whatever it is. So there's ways around it when networks are congested. That's the way that I would say to think about it. Raiden, I've done Unifrog. I can't see a chat. I've just got $50, but no message. Thank you. Oh, here we go. Thoughts on Mina? Mina, have not heard of that one. Does it go by a different name? Let me know, Unifrog. The next one we had was it 25? WAN chain and WAN swap. So a lot of coins now trying to get into DeFi. WAN chain was one that copped a hiding, didn't it? It went down 99%. So super, super hyped. Gets over $9. From $9 down to 9 cents in crypto winter. So it fell 99%. And now it's sort of making a bit of a rise again. Not one that I've really kept up on that much. The thing is, if you're going to have like DeFi and these types of things, you've got to have the network effects. The reason that Ethereum is growing popularity is because it's, everyone can connect to each other, the DeFi Legos. There's no point having like a polished product that's awesome and it's got no fees if you don't have all the ERC20 coins that people want to trade. If you don't have like inbuilt wallets and user friendliness. So, does EOS, Cardano, Binance Smart Chain have actually integrated directly into MetaMask now, so you can just click and change over to their chain. So things like that are what you need to do to keep it really easy for people. And so until there's a reason fundamentally for people to hold all these tokens, thousands of people are going to hold WAN tokens to do all this sort of stuff. Maybe it's businesses, is it individuals? You've really got to be realistic and say, where is all this demand coming from? Because it's pretty clear cut to make that case for Bitcoin and Ethereum. All right. Thank you. Hope that answers some questions. $40 billion in DeFi is minuscule. Yeah, I think long term, super long term, we can get to trillions of dollars locked in DeFi for sure. Coda protocol. Coda protocol, Unifrog says. Okay. In development. Okay, it might not be there yet. So someone says on the way down, you're going to call some shorts. So the other day I did the first short post in a while. And that was Elrond, which is rebranded. And I said I hadn't, seen anything too massive in the news, and someone said, oh, they're doing this 100 days of hyper growth, and to me that's basically almost like just like a pump scheme. And when I hear stuff like that, I put up a post at $206 that I was shorting this, and it fell 29% the next day, having a bit of a bounce now, but I think things like that unwind pretty quickly. And here we go. It looks like we are falling. So guys, if you want to donate, crypto donations are better than super chats, to be honest, because YouTube takes their big cut, and so does the whatever they're called, the ads and whatnot. So if you want any, just put what coin you want to send through, if you want to send one through. Okay, let's talk about long term. So long term, I have no problem with Bitcoin going higher. I think there's a clear case for why that's going to happen. Ethereum as well, but just everything that I've just outlined about this euphoria and greed, and just let's just be realistic. Look at these charts. You can't just keep going up, thousands of dollars a week and have barely any pullbacks. It's all really healthy, and more so it's just the fact that there's been a lot of these coins get dragged up with it now. Dogecoin, for example, we spoke about how it goes Bitcoin, Ethereum, good quality alts and high caps, then shitcoins, and when shitcoins start popping off hundreds of % a week, a mate literally messaged me last night saying, his friends are getting rich. They're buying any coin and it's doubling within a day. And that is all the signs that we were looking out for. So you've got to, again, just say all these things are happening. You can't just keep arguing with yourself and saying, oh, look, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening, but I think it's going to go higher because retail is not quite here yet. Retail is late to the cycle this time around. Retail were early in 2017. This time around, the whole big run up was, that smart money and institutions, Paul Tudor Jones, those kind of things. And this time around, retail, I think, are kind of late to the party. So I just think it's a little bit different to what everyone is expecting. When you look at the on-chain data and it says that not many people are still sending coins to exchanges, I just wonder if people are getting a little bit complacent. It's all well and good to say that we're all believing in this together. We're all here for the long term and whatnot. But I still think that there are people out there that no matter what happens, no matter what market it is, when you've invested, there's people out there that are sitting on profits of 1,000%. There's always some people out there that are going to take some profits. And just because we're not seeing everyone do it, I think these markets are so thinly traded that very few people starting to sell can make a pretty big difference. And so when we look at like all exchange reserves, and they've started to just climb higher a little bit over the last few days after doing nothing but dropping. All exchange inflows, let's have a look at that on full screen actually. You guys can't see the volume there. It's not that high. It's starting to pick up a little bit. Just constant. But someone has to be first to take profits. It's not just going to be like this big flag when everyone waves it and says, oh, look, everyone is sending their coins to exchanges now. It's time to sell. And it's nice and easy for everyone to sell. By the time you kind of realize and get that data that there's been a huge amount of coins sent to exchanges and the first whales have decided to take a bit of profit, I think these markets are so thinly traded, and it's derivative exchanges where the price discovery happens, that price can be down 10, 20, 30% at that stage. So that's just what I'm being mindful of. So yeah, a lot of people, still saying, this is FUD, you're wrong, and all that kind of stuff. Is Litecoin still silver? Yeah, for the time being, I still think Litecoin has a bit of a silver aspect to it. It's those privacy things that I've spoken about, where Litecoin's going to implement a lot of privacy features. So, what do you guys think? Do you understand where I'm coming from here? When I start to see all this stuff happening, and then I get a little bit worried when I just see the comments of people telling me how they're just going to get rich and there's nothing wrong, all that kind of thing. Tyrone, I missed your donation question. Fire away again if I don't see it. Sorry, Tyrone. Oh, here we go. RFox and Rari upper band valuations. Lindsay Lohan's a big fan of Tron. Alrighty. So, a lot of these gaming projects are in the hundreds of millions of dollars in terms of the valuation. So, I guess that's just like off the top of your head random ballpark figure of where something can go if it goes well. But there's so many if buts and maybes. But at 60 million, anytime there's a good project that's under 100 million, I think it's worth looking at. Things that are down around 10 million, like they really interest me. And this is the one that we covered for members back in November when it was 10 million market cap. So that's up to 100 now. I think the circulating supply versus fully diluted. Yeah, there's a pretty big difference there. Oh no, that's caught up now. I thought there's more coins to come into circulation. But that's the kind of things that just ballpark figures. And I know it's super hard to value any of these, but that's kind of what the bull market, I guess, demands. The lower, the better. And then you've got to say, realistically, hey, if it's something's at 100 million, can it get to $1 billion? Can it be a top 10, top 30 protocol? That's just, the ballpark way that people look at this, I guess. MWC says Unifrog. Oh, Mimblewimble, the implementing privacy features. This one was all the rage a little while ago, wasn't it? And then it died off a bit. Mimblewimble went from 70 cents to $30, back to a couple of dollars, down 90%. Now it's chugging along. So, look, I would not ever invest in a coin like this, to be honest, because Litecoin's going to implement Mimblewimble and then probably Bitcoin eventually. So, to me, why are funds and why are retail and why are thousands of people ever going to buy this coin if it's just, using a privacy feature that other coins are probably going to implement? And, that's the way that I think about that. I seem to be mainly talking about altcoins. Yeah, I am. I'm way more comfortable, and I took a little bit of profit on Bitcoin and ETH, but I'm still way more comfortable, and I can easily justify those two going to far higher valuations. You don't know. So at the moment, everything is going really well. There's a universe that we live in where the SEC could come down on alts. There could be a massive attack on DeFi, for regulations for 12 months, and that could keep DeFi in a bear market for 12 months. Like you never know what's happening. And in bull markets, everything's rosy and it's great. But some of you have been there in bear markets where we can have fantastic news and the price just falls, and it just feels like it's never going to end. So that's why you've just got to make the most of it when times are good and take some profits and don't be greedy. I haven't sold everything by all means, but I just wanted, after what happened last time around when so many people ignored my warnings in 2017, So many people ignored in August last year before DeFi alts went down 70 to 90%. I'm not selling things that haven't pumped yet. My message is I'm taking a big chunk of profits on things that have pumped because it worries me when all these charts look the same. This is large cap coins, shit coins, mid cap coins, DeFi coins. You know, you can't sit here and tell me that this is a super healthy looking chart. The probabilities suggest to you that this is going to keep going straight up. The probabilities to me suggest that this is going to correct. Love it or hate it. Slap that like button, that's right. Any words on indexed finance? Yes, I did a big write-up on that yesterday for members if you want to check that out. What I think about BNB, again, wild price action. It's trading at $40 last week. Now it's trading at $150, $140. You know, this is the sort of stuff that happens at near peaks in bull markets. In terms of Bitcoin and Litecoin, the other thing I'd say is that if we do have a correction and everything corrects, as long as you're prepared to stomach it, it doesn't mean that it's the wrong thing to not sell. Like if you're a hodler and you're here for the long term, and you've made your peace with that, you know, that's fine. Let's go back to 2017, 2016 even, when we have these big pullbacks. And if you'd said, you know, I'm happy to sit through that, I don't care if it pulls back from 3,000 to 1,800, from 5,000 to 3,000, you know, pullback. Even this crypto winter, even Ethereum, you know, people telling you how wrong you are for holding Ethereum from here all the way through here. But if you believed in it long term and now it's up near 2,000, is it the wrong thing to do if you're a hodler and it has a bit of a correction? Maybe it's only a shallow correction and then it keeps going to 5,000. So, you know, that's why being a hodler is always, throughout history so far, you've always come out in front if you've been a hodler and you've believed in things long term. If you've bought the dips, if you've dollar cost average, that's always worked out well. Any IEOs looking at? Opium Finance was one that recently that launched that I thought was pretty cool. Near Protocol. I do like Near. I like these ones that are, you know, coming out and saying, hey, we want to be interoperable. This is our use case. These are our trade-offs. You know, just being really honest and transparent. Cardano, I think, is overextended now. That was the second trade or write-up I did yesterday in terms of potential short positions. So Cardano's gone from, well, those of you that don't know the story, I missed out on buying Cardano in 2017. And I said I'll buy it when it has a pullback. And so I had FOMO. When Cardano was $1 and a few weeks earlier it was 10 cents, I had FOMO. But then I put my buy orders at 10 cents, 7 cents, and 4 cents. And so you're pretty happy. Cardano traded down as low as 2 cents. Anyway, this week it's had its huge run. The reality is that smart contracts and tokens and that are still weeks and months away from Cardano, but they're finally getting the mainnet launch. So yeah, I understand the excitement, but I still say to myself, you know, what are these relative valuations? You know, if ETH is worth 200 billion, you know, do these valuations, are they warranted for these other coins? You know, do you compare the amount of dApps on top of them, future growth potential? You've got to keep in mind that Ethereum has just gone up 2,000% itself. So Ethereum was only worth $10 billion at the depths of crypto winter, and now some of these others are worth $30 billion. Yeah. Did I say million? I meant billion. One thing that I would mention, one thing I do want to mention is the data, the on-chain analysis, I think is just so invaluable. If you can have a look at coins and what they're doing on-chain, let's see if this one has XRP or not. No, it doesn't. Hold on, I'm going to have a look. I've got XRP here. Let's bring this up. All right. So these are sentiment. This is XRP. So 2019, where are we? What date? Okay, so this is the last few months. Let's go all-time history. And then let's just go from start of 2017 till now. So what we have on this chart is black is the XRP price. Green is exchange outflows. So that's bullish when people are taking coins off exchanges. Red, sending coins to exchanges. Then we've got a few other things like the realized market cap. So that's when a lot of coins start changing hands, and profits, I guess, are realized is what you'd say, or how you've got to think of that as. What else have we got? Social volume, active addresses. So in 2017, active addresses peaked here. We haven't seen active addresses in XRP anywhere near those levels yet still. So let's just take that off. This is MVRV, so mean value divided by realized value, and we've never got anywhere near that either. So I know people hate it when I pick on XRP. So this is realized market cap. What this is telling you guys is that when people started to realize these profits and realize the price that was being paid by a small percentage of people on exchanges, that's where price comes from. So as soon as people started to try and realize that price of their coins, that collapsed big time, and it's never got anywhere back near that high. And so, I am pretty confident in saying that XRP will never get up near those old all-time highs unless this changes. So you need a lot of people, a lot more. Whatever's happening now, it still needs to, triple. So we're well into a bull market, and XRP's at under 50 cents. So everything that's going on right now, it's got to, 10 times all those metrics in a bull market to get back to, towards $4 or $5. And so, I'm just being realistic and looking at what the on-chain data is telling us compared to other coins, where Bitcoin's realized market cap is at an all-time high and trending higher. It's a very, very clear uptrend. This is one of the worst realized market caps that you can look at. As soon as people try to realize this price, it's just collapsed. Exchange inflows, exchange outflows, what are they there? So at the moment we've got 8 billion inflows, 7 billion outflows. So there's 1 billion XRP today excess going into exchanges. And so back here when price peaked and then fell, we had 1.6 billion going in, 1.5 out. Then you've got 2.4 versus 2.2. So that's only a difference of 200 million that starts to lead to this big fall in price. Here we're talking about a difference of nearly 1 billion coins. There's just so much sell pressure from old bag holders that are underwater, and they're using this social volume that we saw the other day, these pumps to sell into. So look, I hate to say it. I know people think I pick on it, but it's just so clear. Price peaks here with social volume. Price peaks with social volume, falls. falls. So I'd almost be confident in saying I don't think it's going to get to $1 ever again. But hey, that's enough XRP bashing for one day. Ethereum Classic. I think Ethereum Classic has got a bit of an argument that it'll find some use case and projects will move to it when Ethereum is going through a transition, or maybe there's a bit of a setback in Ethereum 2.0. Maybe the miners want to do some, continue to use their machines and whatever, and they've got to move to Ethereum Classic or other coins because of staking. Track. Okay, Origin Protocol. I actually think that these guys are awesome. They've got an awesome team. The token has done exceptionally well. Kind of one that I'm a bit annoyed I missed out on because we've covered it on the channel and I'm friends with these guys. In the depths of crypto winter, we were trading at under a cent, half a cent even. And now we're trading at 42 cents. So this has basically done a 100x return. Amazing, amazing story. And all along, I've been bullish on this supply chain tracking, this kind of narrative. So, yeah, well done to the team. Standards, partnerships, helping these businesses in the real world comply with what they need to with technology. This is what it's all about. I don't need to say. Orion Protocol. Bitcoin dominance and Orion Protocol. Okay, let's have a look at Bitcoin dominance. So it is on this trend line. Ideally, it does need to have a bounce pretty soon. Let's clear all this clutter. Let's get out that one trend line. And as always with our trend lines, if we can get a few touch points, that's what we want. So we've got plenty of touch points there. Even more there. How's that looking? Beautiful. So yeah, we are going to, this is the weekly chart. And so a lot is going to be determined of what happens in this weekly close. Look, I tend to lean towards the fact that this is going to have a strong bounce, if I had to guess. Because when you look at all the alts and you look at those charts and you look at the potential upside, even in the scenario where the markets were to keep going higher, that would probably be the only one, like a blow off top, would be the scenario where alts go up in a higher percentage than Bitcoin. But the majority of outcomes that I see, alts consolidate or alts slow down and Bitcoin starts to grind higher again, and that would mean Bitcoin dominance goes up. Everything corrects and alts would be bleeding out in way bigger percentages than Bitcoin, which means Bitcoin dominance would grow higher. So there's there's only really that one scenario where I could see Bitcoin dominance dropping. And if you think about Bitcoin going to 100K, multi-trillion-dollar market cap, it's really hard for that little startup that's worth $100 million. It's hard for that to be worth $1 billion and keep up with Bitcoin as it grows each time. So in that instance, I think Bitcoin dominance can go up to like 90% again. The only caveat there is if we start to tokenize like real estate and just everything that we tokenize and turn into a digital asset, if we count that as a crypto and put it on, coin market cap, then obviously Bitcoin would fall more and more because we're putting like everyone's property and everyone's games and everything is a crypto and everything is contributing to the market cap of the total market cap of crypto. Then Bitcoin just becomes less and less, significant. Total market cap of everything is now at 1.5 trillion, and we only passed $1 trillion at the end of Jan. Start of Feb. Amazing. ICX, I like Icon. I like the ID stuff that they've got going on with the government. See, real world partnership, it's being used. There's a clear use case on who's using this token. If it keeps growing in popularity, this is why more people would have to buy it and hold it. They're the sort of things that I like. And a good team. But this one got way too overhyped. The Ethereum of Korea, as it went from Ian Bellina, shielded this one massively. So it launched at 50 cents. I think the ICO price was even way less than that. Ran all the way up to $13 and then fell down to 13 cents. Less, 11 cents. So this went down more than 99%. Now it's up over $1 again. So this ID program they have, digital identities, I like it. I missed your super chat, Logan. Sorry. Let's go back through. I think I caught most of these. Orion. Reef Finance, another newish one. I think from memory, this one is this is a cool DeFi project. DeFi gateway, liquidity and protocol aggregation. So I like aggregation. One thing I'll mention is that while Lindsay Lohan is busy tweeting about Tron, 1inch did another airdrop today. So if you're a regular user of Uniswap or Mooniswap, go check your wallets and you might have got another $1,000 or so. I keep saying it, get active. If you had have used the top, I think it was 4 or 5 protocols like Uniswap and Tornado Cash the other day, that tutorial I did, stablecoins clearly explained. If you're wondering how to take profits and whatnot, I did a video literally yesterday about all that. But Tornado Cash, this was a privacy tutorial I did nearly 2 years ago now, and one that I've spoken about a lot, where you can actually make your Ethereum private, so people can't see it on your public address. This airdrop traded at, I think most people got around like between 10 and 100 coins, and it was trading at $100, $200, $300. So if you got 100 coins and it was $300, that was a $30,000 US airdrop. It's just insane. You could have got 100,000 from just having the top few airdrops. Well done to those people that got involved. What was yours again, George? Let me know. So liquidity aggregation, I like this concept. Multi-chain, this is the next thing. Who can make Polkadot as easy to use or easier than Ethereum DeFi? And if that happens, and I do think it's possible. I really do think that Polkadot have what it takes to challenge some of these Ethereum ecosystems, particularly if gas is high. It's a race between scaling and user experience on Polkadot. So, can Aave, Synthetics, Uniswap, can they come out with their scaling solution before Polkadot can steal market share? I know someone asked for Orion protocol. Grayscale are bringing out a sushi trust as well, or proposed. I think there's even a Monero trust proposed, which is a little bit exotic for them. 100 million market cap. This is an old one, isn't it? This is from 2017. It's not a new one. Or am I getting confused with something else? It's only been around since August. Okay, this is something else. Oh, yeah, okay, I've seen this one. So this is bringing together everything into one market. Yeah, if it's is this a better user experience? And something has to be notably better. If I'm trading on FTX or Binance, is this so much better than those, and having to go to Dexes and everything. And if it really is, then it becomes about, well, marketing. How are they going to get users? If they get a lot of users, then the token will go up. What are the other use cases for the token? So they're the metrics that I'd be keeping an eye on for that. Aave, I absolutely love it, but the time to invest was a year or two ago. It might keep having steady growth, but I would never... I treat this like... I treat you guys like I would my mum and dad and my friends. I'm never going to tell someone that it's a good time to be buying a chart that looks like this. Okay, it doesn't matter how good a project it is. When something goes from $6 to $600, who's on the other side of the screen? If you're buying now, who are you buying off? And you're buying off, us, me yesterday, our members that were buying back here. It's risk reward. Is this the best place in the world that you can put your money to get future growth? What are you hoping for? At $500, are you really hoping that it's going to double and go to 1,000? Ask yourself those tough questions. OPCT, opacity. Haven't heard of this one. Then thoughts on IOTA. Yep, I really like IOTA. It's out of favor with the crypto crowd in general because of the maxis, I guess. Private cloud storage powered by crypto. So this looks like it's very similar to Seacoin, Storage, these type of Web3 projects that I'm really bullish on this narrative. So yeah, who's their team? Are they good? That's the kind of things that you look at next. Why do exchange tokens like Uni hold value? Well, because the holders of the token, they get a percentage of all the fees. And in future, they get to decide if they give themselves more fees or what to do with the protocol. So that's, they are the owners of the protocol. And when something's doing billions of dollars in fees, they're getting a percentage of that. 6 million market cap, Veracity. I have looked up this one in the past. It rings a bell. Oh yeah, esports. So if it's in gaming and online and all that, you guys know that I am bullish on this as a narrative. And when we're this early on, if this is one and you just want to own like the top 10 gaming projects, I think that's the way that you want to plant your seeds. One of my mates the other day said sea turtles. The sea turtles, not all of them get to the sea, but if you put your money on enough good sea turtles, the healthier looking ones, they're the ones that a few of them are going to get to the ocean and grow to be nice and big and stand the test of time. Quant Network and Overledger, yeah, I've heard they're involved in the central bank digital currencies. Lending on a lot of these platforms like FTX is super high at the moment. So you can lend out your coins and get a very, very high reward. I think it's like 20% annually at the moment. So if you've taken profits, don't be afraid to go into those stable coins like I mentioned. The tutorial I did the other day, you're sitting on good profits and now you can get 10% or 20%, just for sitting on those while you wait it out. So even the worst case scenario is that you still grow your pile by 20%. There's so many, when the risk to reward starts to go into this place, I just think it is such a favorable time to be taking some profits on your coins that have pumped. And for those people that are saying that I've missed their chat, let me know again. Let me know again if I've missed it, sorry. Yeah, lots of, what about this one? No, sea turtles isn't a coin, it's just a saying. Vet, very similar to ICX. Vet broke out against VeChain. Nice. Some of these coins that are cyclical, they've got to make new highs. If they don't make new highs against Bitcoin, then you've got to be realistic and say to yourself, well, I was better off being in Bitcoin. Unless you are, the sort of person that does have the knack of being able to buy low, then trade out, selling high and whatever. So VeChain, a lot of these staking projects have had a pretty hard time. Dash is a great example of this. Remember when the most popular thing that everyone wanted was a Dash masternode because you got a yield, and that was worth $1.6 million because I think you needed 1,000 Dash, didn't you? And now, people couldn't care less about having a Dash masternode because there's 100 staking coins to get rewards in. Dash have kind of gone away from being a privacy coin because of the regulation issues. So now they're not a privacy coin. Everyone else has got staking. They're going to have a really hard time to get anywhere near these old highs unless they get massive adoption in some of these countries that they do some work in. Dent coin, is that the mobile networky one? Or is that different? Is that Dentar coin? Give me a longer history. Oh no, you saying Dent or Dentar? Yeah, this is the one I'm thinking of, isn't it? The wireless network where you can share your phone credit and all that. And then I'm going to wrap it up. I think I've been going for nearly an hour. Oh boy, I remember this one. This was one of the top performers. So Dent launched with a market cap of a few $1 million, and it ran to $1 billion. So that was a 250x. So people that invested $1,000 had $250,000 at the peak, and then it fell 99.9%, more than 99.9%. It fell, and now it's had a little bit of an uptick, coming back from the dead a little bit. Mobile data simplified, so for this sort of one, I'd be wanting it to have like a really user-friendly app for travelers and things like that, where they don't even need to worry or understand crypto. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I hope you've enjoyed that one. Thanks to everyone that tuned in. I don't think anyone sent... Sorry if I did miss any crypto-y donations, but I think everyone that donated had the super chats, so that's all good. Hopefully that answers a lot of your questions, particularly for those members who were... I know it sucks if you're new and no one wants to hear that some of the coins that they've invested in are overextended, but markets aren't easy. They don't just give you what you want. It's not nice and easy that everyone gets to make money, get rich. It's the people that put in the hard work and that stay there through the market cycles that are still paying attention in a few weeks' time if we have a correction, that get to buy the coins when everyone else is saying, oh, stuff this isn't what I signed up for, and they lost interest. How many people lost interest even just back in August? So I hope you found that helpful, guys. Theta and T Fuel Atom, yeah, I really like what they're doing. I like the idea of gaming and streaming and all that. They seem to have an awesome marketing as well. So head over to FTX. I can't encourage you to sign up there enough. Watch the tutorials I've done. I've explained how to use futures, how to use options to hedge, how to use their stable coins. I'll drop that link down below again. But take care, guys. Stay safe, and let's see what lies ahead. Members, I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow. Cheers.